Good day. Our beans have finally reached the top of the poles. And not only flowers, but they're forming little beans as well. And then we come down here and look at that. I hadn't seen 2 whole beans. And then down here, we have rock and core beans forming. And then up here, we have, I don't know if you can see these, those are Madeira maroon beans forming. Lovely little pale flower there. So all of these are now starting to grow. The infestation of black fly has largely gone, apart from on our gigantes. The gigantes have still got black fly and ladybirds. Multi-headed sunflower. Whichever angle you look at, there's a sunflower head there. And coming round here, we have more beans, various different types. And then what I'm very happy to see is at the edge here, these are all Coco de Pampol. Oh, beans. Needs a bit of a weed, this bed. Oh, look at those glorious flowers. So, after the disappointment of the squash, the beans are beginning to take off. Really slow though. You can see those this side are really not climbing at the moment. I mean, they are climbing. Well, these aren't. These are the asparagus bean. They're not climbing at the moment. But all the others are trying to. They have really been saturated by black fly, and I think they're only just getting themselves together now. What I am going to have to do is, I think, tie them in. You can see these straggly bean, what are they? Bean poles? No, bean vines. What are they? I can't think. Anyway, I'm going to tie them in, because I found that tying them in over here, you can see I've put a string down and I've tied the bean in, has helped. Yay, happy. Fingers crossed, lots more to come. Oh, there's a Madeira maroon. Can you see? Oh, I can't. How do I get in there? There, right in the middle, is a Madeira maroon bean. They're our favourites. Oh, fantastic. Right. May see you later. Bye.
Right.
Good day.
Right.
We're in the shed and look who's here.
Yes, it's Richard at the plot.
And Richard's twin sister
Oh.
at the plot.
You meant Vivi. Oh.
And guess what we're talking about today?
We're talking about the interior design of Paul's shed.
It's
Paul's
Shantytown.
No, we're looking at the possibility of some cartonage. We just kind of, but the problem is Paul has still not decided on the colour, but I'm just seeing, how much fabrics we've got. This is a jolly one, isn't it?
I
love
like that one.
Yeah,
I love
that.
it. It's got a vintage vibe.
Yeah.
But also, do you know what seems appropriate about it, using it?
Yeah.
Your apple tree this year is at its best. But there's not going to be enough for sort of gathers. So you have to decide as well, are you wanting curtains that you can like open, that will hang, like, or...
What do you think's best?
Or just like a sort of simple cafe curtain.
Or like
type
I've
thing.
got in my shed, where you end up with this sort of half,
A cafe curtain,
like
isn't it?
that. So you can still see out.
Is that like a modesty curtain?
Yeah, so you can have a wee and no one knows, except they'll know because it'd be like this. No
There we are.
reaction.
I think that's good. You need to do a video on that, Vivi, I think.
So I think a cafe style cut, and then you just need a simple rod across here,
Right.
and then a simple Jane and Freddie.
What's a Jane and Freddie?
Oh, it's a rainbow reference.
Oh, Jane and Freddie.
Rod, Jane
Yeah.
and Freddie.
Yeah.
What's the Jane and the Freddie then?
A simple rod.
Yeah.
So there's that option, or which is this? Look at this. This is beautiful. This is all sorts of veggies. So Paul was saying he wanted something quite bright and rich in colour, and it'll be a palish blue. But look at that. Look at the veggies.
Oh, that's lovely as well.
Actually, that looks nice now. We're holding it up, doesn't it?
Mm. What do you think, viewers?
The veggies, the mixed veggies, or the apples?
I think the apples is very appropriate.
Yeah.
Or
Or
this one.
there's a final choice. This is very, very posh. Very. This is really posh. Sanderson curtain fabric. There's a lot of it.
They do paper as well, don't
They
they?
do blinds, don't they?
I
as
mean,
well?
I think it's really beautiful and elegant, but perhaps too beautiful and elegant for the shadow.
Yeah, I think it's
Oh, no,
a
it
bit
looks
pale.
Plain.
Yeah, you need
Yeah.
a colour pop, don't you? Okay, well, this is
So,
the options.
The
Richard.
choices are
Apples.
I know what they are, Paul. Or
You don't know how to
mixed-
grow them, though, do you?
mixed vegetables.
Yeah, just hold them steady. Let's have a look. I do like the apples.
Yeah, actually, let's see a bit more of the apples. There we go.
Mm,
Separate them up a bit. Let's have them like that.
mm.
I think the apples are beautiful, Paul.
I think you're right. It goes with our apple tree.
And can I just say, you see this little tiny blue in the blossom?
Yeah.
You're talking
let's
about
go
a
in there.
pale blue for the paint on the shed.
Yes.
And then you could, if you wanted, I know you hate this, but if you wanted at a later date, you see this pale green? You
Yeah.
could always pick that out. If you wanted it to stand out from the walls or you're running out of paint. You don't have to do before you paint the shed, though.
No.
I'm just going to point this out to you.
Mm.
See this? Is that picking up on camera?
Yeah.
You've got a little bit of ventilation issue, haven't you?
Yeah.
You need to cork your holes.
Or could we not lag the whole thing?
Well, it looks like someone tried to with some.
I don't think it's going to be very successful. I think we'd be better to lag the whole thing.
I think what you're gonna. I think the
Board.
gaps are so big. You're gonna have to put new boards in.
Yeah.
Mm.
Because
we've got them.
You would just fill it. You could even do stuff it with newspaper.
Yeah,
even.
because they're quite big.
Yeah, and you can. I noticed it the other day when you look on that side, when you were showing us around the newly tidied shed. They're
Yeah.
massive. Which
They
it's not-
close up a bit in winter
Yeah.
because of the. So my camera cut off then in midstream, but this is why we've been thinking more about apples. Look, the apple tree.
Yay, the happy apples!
So we've been thinking while the camera's been off, apples, but what do you think? And look at the lovely Vivi.
We don't actually care what you think. We've chosen apples. That's what Paul said. I didn't say that. That's what Paul said in the chat. He said, "I don't care what anyone thinks, but I'm having apples." And I was like, "Are you sure? Are you sure?" He's like, "Yeah."
So there we are. Is it apples? I think it most probably is.
Is it apples or mixed veg?
Yeah,
See, mixed veg sounds like a side order, doesn't it?
it does. Apples. Okay, we're going to leave you there. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, bye.
Good day. Today I am going to be sowing the Luz de Otono autumn harvesting broad beans. It's the 8th of July, and where we would normally sow our broad beans for a early spring harvest in about October, I am sowing these at the beginning of July or a week into July for an October or November harvest. Now, we did have this variety as plug plants last year, and they didn't do well for us at all. The autumn last year was so wet that effectively the plants just rotted away. They didn't get an opportunity between rainfall for their leaves to dry out and their stalks to dry out, so they just rotted away. So we're trying them as seeds this year. So they're Luz de Otono, L-U-Z, another word D-E, another word O-T-O-N-O, O-T-O-N-O, that's right. And I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with them now. These are the seeds of the Luz de Otono raw beans, and this is the bed that I'm putting them in. Now, as you will see, there is a plant in there. That's one of Kelly's cheeky prints, in fact the only remaining cheeky prints we have from the seeds Kelly sent us. And what I'm going to do is grow this vertically if it grows, which means I can then utilize this bed. You can see I've put guidelines in, and I'm going to sow about 5 inches on either side of these 2 guidelines, and then 9 inches along this way. And they are going to be sown about 2 inches down. And all I'm doing is simply making a hole, dropping the seed into that hole. So making a hole with my finger, dropping a seed into that hole, and then covering it up. So very, very simple. Simple sowing day today. I think you can see I've spaced my seeds out, and literally all I'm going to do, make a hole, let that fall into the hole, push it down, make a hole, let it fall into the hole, push it down, and make sure it's covered. So I'm doing that with all the rest now. Okay, they've had a good water, and as you can see I put little white markers where the guidelines were. Let's wait to see what happens. Okay, see you soon. Bye. Good day. No, we're not at the plot. We're at Kew. And look at this fantastic dead hedge. There's going to be so much wildlife in there and developing in there. It's fabulous. I must say my dead hedge at the back of the polytunnel isn't quite that neat. And then we come over here. There's Richard down there in the blue. We come over here and look at this huge mound of earth and tree stumps that have been put in just for stag beetles. Not just for stag beetles, but mainly for stag beetles. That's fantastic. We've got stag beetles at the community gardens in a dead hedge there. There we are. This is the palm house parterre, which last year was full of purple and white. This year, due to reducing the number of staff, they've put a mustard green manure in. And there's a guy over there, I'm not sure if you can see, just down here. He's going around, I think, clipping the flowers off, or some of the flowers off. There's an idea. Well, this is a big cardoon. I think it's many plants, though. Yeah, look, it's many plants in there. Ours will be like this soon, hopefully. This is one of my favourite areas, the fruit and veg garden. We were here about 10 months ago and it was absolutely in full. bloom and regalia. Look at these chard, massive. I've just read a sign saying this is all no dig. And then this side, courgettes, summer squash. Over there in the middle we can see the runners. Scarlet Emperor Runner actually comes from the Americas. Now those are obelisks, aren't they? Fabulous. Oh, look at this lovely one. Peachy colour called Celebration. And a pigeon, or wood pigeon. Oh, and as last year, they have their onions drying over there. This is a bed of different kales. All netted because of that little creature there. We're following you. We're following you. Right. There's their garlics. Elephant garlic there. Those are big. Soft neck garlics, hard neck garlics. Oh. Over there in the middle, that's asparagus. Artichokes there. Oh, and look, more artichokes there. Right, what's this? That looks like a lovely flower. Oh, calendulas. What a beauty. This is a radish bed. French breakfast over there and Diana here. And then look at this for a carrot bed. I don't think any carrot fly is going to get in there. Oh, germination. Interesting. Tomatoes, potatoes in front there, tomatoes beyond them. Beetroot. Oh, I do love this area. And then they have these wonderful arches. And look, these gorgeous clematis. Stunning. Okay, bye. As you can see, the skies are pretty grey and it's humid and it's been quite warm this morning. So we had a full Hutton period blight warning via email this morning, which meant that I'm down here after our visit to Kew and I'm going to be doing some more tomato care. Again, removing the lower leaves. You can see there's quite a few leaves on there, so I'm going to be removing some of those lower leaves and cutting back the lengths of some leaves. All of these are doing pretty well though. They are sending out quite a few side shoots. If I go in there, can you see that side shoot in the middle of the screen? What I'm also noticing is that a number of the fruit trusses are actually developing shoots on the end of them. Let me see if I can find one. Here is one example. This is the fruit truss here, but then down here, this is started shooting. And that's happening on 8 so far that I've seen. In fact, if I look over here, that one is doing the same. So we're getting fruit developing, or flowers for fruit developing, but then additionally there's a growth coming. I have taken a good many of those out, but I've left a couple in to see what will happen. So all of these have had a real good prune of lower leaves being taken off to increase the airflow, and also longer leaves being cut back. What you're trying to do is reduce the amount of touching leaves. There'll always be leaves that do touch, but as long as the air can flow through well, hopefully that will stave off blight. Hopefully. Right, that's it for today. See you again soon. Bye. Good day. Standing at our apple tree. You'll have seen this a couple of times, and also actually earlier in the week when Vivi was here. But you can see how it is absolutely laden in fruit. We've now had the June drop, so an awful lot of fruit has fallen off, fruit that won't come to fruition. But here are a couple more. That one won't. So there's still a few more in here that may drop, but this is the most fruit we've ever had on this apple tree. We're going to send this apple off to one of the RHS people who comes and gives us some pruning advice each year, because we don't know what variety this is, and when he was here, without seeing the fruit, he wasn't sure. We've effectively given this a 3-year prune. So we've been taking off crossing branches and dead wood and diseased branches over the last 3 years. And it's really now showing the benefit of that. We have, as you can see, quite a bit of lichen growing on the tree, which is not going to do it any harm. But I'm hoping that this year we will be able to eat some of this fruit, whether it be for cooking or whether it be directly from the tree, and that the parakeets don't get all of the fruit this year. We call about here a parakeet line because the parakeets eat from about human head height upwards and generally leave what's below. So there's a lot of fruit down below. So fingers crossed. And when we do know the name of this, we will let you know. Bye. Good day. It's Sunday morning, about 9 o'clock. And I've decided it's the day to tackle the pea bed. What we do have in here as well is some radishes which have gone to seed. So here are seed pods of radishes. And I'm going to be taking those off to pickle them. The rest of the peas will be kept for eating and putting in stews. And then this bed is going to have some of our, well, in fact, hopefully all of our beetroot and turnips and fennel. Let's just go and have a look at those modules. This is what is going to be going in there, or most of this. At the front we've got beetroot and turnips, and then we've got beetroot at the back there, fennel here, and then we do have perpetual spinach in this row, which won't be going in that bed, I don't think. I think that's going to go somewhere else. But if I just lift these up, you can see the roots underneath. They really do need to go in. Lift this one up. Yeah, look. Again, you can see some of the red beetroot has got red, and some of the whiter beetroot have got white roots on there, as you can see. Anyway, those are going to go in the pea bed over there. That's the bed now clear of peas. And Mangetout they were there. We do have a celeriac up here, but what I wanted to show you is this weed, which is really the bane of my life on this plot. It's called cinquefoil. It's like a false strawberry. I think it's related to a strawberry, and like strawberries, it sends out these runners, and wherever they catch on that node, that will produce another plant. So I'm now going to weed this bed, and all of these perennial weeds will be drowned in my big bin, which has water in it. If anyone has an idea of how to get rid of cinquefoil other than just pulling it constantly, let me know. The bed has been weeded really well and top dressed with some compost from our hot bin composter, and also a spare bag of compost that we had, which was 60 litres. So I think this has most probably had about 100 litres of compost on it. It's 2.4 metres long by 1.2 metres wide. Now I'm going to lay out the plugs. The great thing about these modules is that you can literally pop out with one finger and plant and then just plant into a hole. So they really are excellent. That's because there's such a big hole at the bottom. But what I have noticed is no soil has fallen out, which is great. That's all the beetroot and turnip laid out. Turnip here, that's Snowball, Chioggia beetroot, Burpees Golden. One of our subscribers works for Burpees, which I find fascinating. And then 3 rows of Moneta beetroot, and then a single row at the end of Solo beetroot. And all I'm going to do now is, with a trowel, not with my hand, is dig a hole in there. Dig a hole in there. Pop that in, and then firm it round. Oh, that wasn't very good. Let's do another one. Put a hole, in it goes. Firm it round. Happy plant. That is all of them in now. And all they need now is a really, really good water. And then that will be job done. You can see over to the path. That's my next job. I will be strimming that very shortly. Okay, see you soon. Bye.